The Mandela effect is when a large group of people remember something differently than it currently is. This phenomenon has been reported by people all over the world. But what happens when only one person remembers something differently? That's when it becomes a personal Mandela effect. These personal Mandela effects, if they resonate with others and other people remember and agree with it, this is how new Mandela effects are found. Or it could fade away as simply one person remembering something different. So today we're looking at a bunch of personal Mandela effects from others online, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on them. So let's get into it. Our first story today is about a house moving from one plot of land to another. And this story comes directly from the realtor who sold it.
So, I am sitting at a stop sign. That house over there I sold about 7 years ago, and it's pretty trashy, as you can see. So it always stood out to me when I came up this road to turn left to go home. But every time I came up the stop sign, I was staring right at it. And I was always like, man, they really trashed that house I sold. Then all of a sudden one day, I pull up to the road, and I'm looking at the neighbor's house. And the house I sold is over there. But I literally pulled to the stop sign for about 7 years, staring straight on at this house. I literally changed universes, and this one's not much better than the one I came from.
This next one is really weird. It's a story about a person literally changing. Everyone else remembers her the same way, but to this woman, this person has absolutely changed. It's enough to make you feel crazy.
I experienced something really strange last night, and I want to know if anyone else has experienced something like this or what it means, because I feel like it means that I've jumped timelines. I had like a personal Mandela effect happen to me last night, and I wonder if anyone else has experienced this too. And so basically last night, my boyfriend showed me a picture of a girl with a tattoo, and he's like, look at this. And I'm like, whoa. And he's like, you know who that is? I was like, no. And he's like, it's my tattoo artist's girlfriend. And I'm like, no, it's not. I know who your tattoo artist's girlfriend is, and it's not her. Is this his new girlfriend? And he's like, no, this has been his girlfriend for the last 3 years. And I don't want to say like he was cheating, because he's not cheating here. Like, this is like a weird effect, because I swear we were all together and I met her, and she was Canadian and she was Asian. Like, and her and I talked because I'm from Canada, she's from Canada, and we were both in New Zealand. So I wouldn't forget that. Like, they came into where I was working at the time, and we had a full-on conversation. But last night, he was like, no, this is his girlfriend, and she's a white Kiwi girl. And I'm like, no, that's not. So is that like jumping timelines, where a truth for me is now different in this world? And what does that mean? I swear to you guys, it's not cheating. Like, this guy didn't cheat on this girl, or whoever it is. Like, it's definitely something like the timeline has changed.
This next Mandela effect is pretty creepy, because it has to do with a friend's dog, and no one else has seemingly noticed.
So something really crazy just happened to me with one of my best friends and her dog, and I'm like shook. So basically, I have known this woman for 7+ years. We have been besties. Like, she's almost like a sister to me, kind of thing. I am so close with her 3 kids and her husband. I have been around this woman's dog countless times over the past 7+ years. Countless times, snuggled him. I love him. He's so cute. I get to her house today because it's her birthday, and I'm gonna spend the afternoon with her and her family. I walk in, and this dog runs up to me, a dog I've never seen before. So I say to her, whose dog is this? She looks at me and she's like, I know, right? She thought I was kidding, because her dog is usually mopey, and this dog was excited. No, really, whose dog is this? And her dad was there, so I was like, is this your dad's dog? And she's like, no, Michelle, this is Pompeii. This is my dog. When I tell you, I like stood in shock. I was like, wait, what do you mean? Why don't I recognize him? I swear to you, this looks, and to this moment, I just got home after hours of being with them. I am shaken to my core, because I'm thinking back on all of his features that I saw today. I don't recognize this dog. I don't recognize this dog that I've known for many years. And he's like a pit mix, but I remember him looking more like a pit bull. This dog that I saw today barely looks like a pit. And I remember asking, has he lost weight? Because he looked a different size. He looked thinner, and she got all self-conscious, and she was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, does he look emaciated? He hasn't lost weight. We took him to the vet. He's the same weight. And I'm like, he looks thinner. He looks different. I swear this dog was like a stranger to me. Like, I keep looking back at his eyes that I saw today. Beautiful eyes. Don't ever remember those eyes. His color, his size, I mean, everything about him. I just remember a totally different dog. And now there's like a new dog. I swear I was like, did I jump timelines? Like, is this like an individual personalized Mandela effect? What is this? Has this happened to anybody else? Because I am wigging out, bro. I feel like I'm going crazy.
Here's a personal Mandela effect that I also kind of remember, so I'd love to hear your thoughts on this as well. What do you think?
Y'all, there's a new Mandela effect. Other people think I'm crazy when I talk about the beginning of the pandemic, when everybody ran out of coins. Like, you couldn't get change anywhere. There was no explanation. But when I am like, do y'all remember that? People think I'm crazy.
Do you remember a number of years ago there was a big controversy surrounding this dress? Some remember it being gold and white, while others remember black and blue. This next video is all about this dress. And right now I'm seeing white and gold. What about you?
Do you guys remember this dress? The infamous dress, the 2015 dress, where literally millions of people saw two different versions of this dress, could look at the exact same photo and either see this dress as black and blue, like royal blue and black, or gold and white. So before I go on, the first thing I want to ask you is, what do you see? For me personally, there is not in a million years could that possibly be black and blue. That is definitely gold and white to me. However, literally millions of people, it's almost a 50-50 split, see this as black and blue, and the other 50% of these millions see gold and white. This has always been white and gold. I then go in, show two people, and would you know they are looking at my own phone, seeing black and blue. And this is my hypothesis, okay? And it is completely a hypothesis, and I'm just throwing it out there. But is this a Mandela effect? How can we all have experienced something that never actually happened? Now, this example of the dress, even though it's like a little bit different, right? Because I'm still seeing one reality. And so are millions of other people that are not, there's not in a million years do I see, oh, maybe that could be black lace. No, I don't see that. And maybe we're both right. Maybe it's not just like this scientific optical illusion that somehow half of us can't seem to see the actual color of the dress, which by the way is black and blue, which still blows my mind. Maybe I'm, let's say Kat, and then millions of others are in one slightly different parallel reality in which, no, this is undeniably gold and white, and another are in the black and blue camp, in which is actually the real thing that happened. But could that still be a Mandela effect, right? Like in some different version. And I feel like there's no right answer for this. I don't know. We're all hypothesizing around here. Is the world what we actually think? Like, is there more to meets the eye than we understand? Are there parallel realities? I mean, sometimes I feel like, especially these days, I feel like I'm living in an entirely different universe than people. Like, we're next to each other, we see each other, but the way in which we experience the world could not be more different. And I just wonder, is this like little seeds of awakening for us to be like, quantum mechanics is the greatest mystery. And if we know under a microscope, follow me, if we know under a microscope that when we observe quantum particles, that they disappear when they're being observed and then reappear, well, why, if we know we're made of like quantum mechanics and we're made of this quantum universe and things can appear and reappear at whim when they're apparently being observed, what do we know about like timelines and the nature of this universe if we quite literally know scientifically that quantum physics, which is basically us, is the great mystery?
For our final story, let's talk about something outside of just personal Mandela effects. Here is a guy that has a very different take on what the Mandela effect is and what it actually means. Spoiler alert, he thinks you're dead.
I got bad news. If you experience Mandela effects, you're already dead. So here's my theory. When we're about to die, our life flashes before our eyes and it takes a second. I think the brain is creating a save point. Well, why would it need to do that? Because when we die, our brains are still active for 7 minutes. So what's happening during the 7 minutes? I think our brain is constructing a new reality that we live out the rest of our lives within that 7 minutes. It's 7 minutes real time, but to us, it feels like a lifetime. It's kind of like when you're in a dream. The dream can happen over days, weeks, months. That's our perception while we're in the dream, or even years. So I think that's what happens. So your brain has to construct a reality going forward to allow you to finish living out your life. The problem is when it's doing the saving of your history, of your life flashing before your eyes, it only picks up key moments. That's why I think a lot of us don't remember a lot of our childhoods. We remember key things, but it's very fuzzy because your brain doesn't have the storage to save everything in that millisecond, in that 1 second. And so it says, okay, let me just save the gist, the core memories, and then it will construct the rest of your life going forward based off of those core memories. It's like a trajectory. So here's how Mandela effect is connected. When your brain is saving for that 1 second, it can't save everything. Just the gist, just the core memories. When you see a Mandela effect, well, I thought something was different. I thought that logo was different. That movie, the line was different. No, this event didn't happen then. That's because your brain is creating memories real time. However, you still have in your mind the reality of what actually happened. And so they are incongruent. You know it's not true. It's like, hold on, this is what it is, but that's not right. Because I remember it this way. Because you have your actual memories and your brain is also creating memories at the same time. And that's what makes you think, hold on, something's not right, because it isn't right, because your brain couldn't remember all that detail. And so it's creating memories for you to access now during that 7 minutes of reality.
Now that you've heard all these personal Mandela effect theories and stories, what are your thoughts on all of them? Let's hear it in the comments. And until next time, never stop searching.